everybody, welcome back. Today, before I just introduce myself, again I just want to thank everybody for the lovely comments, and again it's so touching and I'm so overwhelmed, it's unbelievable. And my husband also can see how happy I am. That doesn't mean to say that I'm miserable. Right, my name's Iris Smith, and I own a little business called The Flower Patch in Mansfield. Today, as I promised yesterday, I had some candlesticks in my bedroom window, just standing around as an ornamental feature. I'll take one of I've put the Oasis in at the moment, so I'll take it out. They're two different sizes, and they're like that. It doesn't say where I got them from. I can't even remember where I got them from. And I'm going to put some Oasis in, but I'm going to glue it in because I'm going to hold these two. As you can see, I've got tie wraps here. So I'm going to hold these two together so they look like they're one. So that is the reason why I'm not going to glue this one in, because this is fixed really, really tight. Unless it moves when I start putting things in. But that I've made sure that one's really extremely tight. I haven't with this one filled it up, as you can see, to the top, because I may want to put a little bow, which I've done already, just a tiny one, just sitting at the top there. So that will hide that little space. I've been out this morning. I decided to I was informed from a friend, go to a shop called The Range, which is very popular here. And they've got lots of autumnal things and ribbons and everything. Well, I can't help it, me. So I went. Walked through the door. There was right in front. And oh my God, it was like Christmas again. It was like everybody was just throwing all the presents at me. And very, very cheap. I couldn't believe it. You know, you got some picks and things for £1.29. You got the ribbon for £1.29. Only 3 yards, but I mean, when you're doing little things like that, plenty. It's plenty. And they've also got some different pumpkins with material on, glittery apples in a pack of 4. So I brought those home, and I put picks in them. Because they didn't have any picks in. So I have the cream with the knitted effect around that one. And then I've got the velvet pumpkin. It's got a bit of Oasis on. The velvet pumpkin in deep, deep red in that one. Oh, and then my apple. My little apple of my eye. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? Oh, it's so sparkly. If I bring it closer, you'll get a better look. Oh, I'm dead excited. Can you all see that? It's like crystals. Oh, it's so lovely. So I'm really, really pleased about that one. So I had to get them. I mean, there was cheap. It wasn't expensive. And I also spotted some red maple. Now, doesn't that look extremely nice? If I can get that closer to you. Deep, deep red. It's beautiful. Really nice. And then I decided while I was there to get the cream one as well. Now, you know, I just couldn't believe, but when I looked at it, the stems actually look so like realistic. They've also got paper around them at the bottom, but you fluff them up and put them in a beautiful tall, you know, vase sat on the floor or at the top of your stairs, and you just arrange the, you know, the leaves, fluff them up and manipulate them. They would look fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Of course, I've got my fern, but I haven't got a lot, because I've got to take into consideration these aren't very big. I think including the tip where the candle goes. That one is 8 inches, and that's the tallest one. The smallest one measures in at 6 inches. So they're not very big at all. So I have to take that into consideration. I've also just pulled out a few bits of wheat as well, which I had on my garden, and I personally, you know, turned it upside down and dried it. And I love the wispy bits on the end. It's so effective. So I got those as well. Oops. And then here, oh my goodness, I've got an amaranthus spray where it is browns with oranges, and on the leaves they're even the fern leaves. You know, oh my goodness, these are from the range as well. And I love amaranthus. And the reason why I love amaranthus, wispy, they're wispy. So that's that one too. And then this is what I got from my local store. I said I got it in the black and I spotted it in the gold. I grabbed them. So I thought they would look absolutely lovely if you think about it against the reds, even the white, even the cream. I think that looks beautiful. So I had to just get that one out. I've got a couple of sprays that I've had a while, that they've just got a bit of, you know, different assortments on. It's only a little bit of greenery, it's pods, a little bit of wildflower. So I'm going to put those in. And then of course I've got this with the little pumpkins on that I fell in love with because they're so cute. I've also got this, it's marked down on here, a eucalyptus pick, an autumnal one. It's 80 centimetres in height. The only bit of eucalyptus I've spotted on here is just there, and I think there's one here. I think they're calling that, you know, the longleaf eucalyptus as well. But that's got its berries on, you know, at the front here. And also different berries at the back, and an amaranthus, a couple of those. I'll bring those closer as well. And that's what we have on that pick. So now I've had a delivery this morning, what I ordered. I've never had these before. I couldn't really see when I ordered them what they actually looked like. Even when I zoomed in, they went blur, but they've arrived. And I am in love with these. Oh my goodness. Wispy or what? Oh, these are just fabulous. And they are wired right up to the top. And they are rubber, the little things. You can stretch them out and they are rubber, but they will spring back. But, oh, let me bring these. I'll bring these closer. Can you see, everybody? I'll just show you a few. Back of my hand. Oh my goodness. They just spring back into place. They are on paperback, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to me. And I just think, oh my goodness, I'm buzzing today. I really am buzzing. So that is what we're going to use today. Oh, and also I've got out of my drawers 2 red candles too. Because don't you think if I put these, I've been playing with it before I started the video, once attached through there. Oh, I'm already in love with it. I might end up putting this back in my house now. And now it's got something on. So, yes. Oh dear. I really am excited. I can't tell you how much. Right. First of all, I'm going to glue this in. Let me get my metal skewer. So I'm going to do it at the bottom as well. Just like that, just smear it on. And then I'm also going to do it just down the sides. Don't worry about the glue hanging underneath. You can easily just, you know, remove that. Right, now let's place this one. Let's take the candles out. And we'll place this one while it's flat in. Now I'm going to let that glue dry slightly. Just push it so we know it's done, because on the back the glue's showing. So what I do, and I just go around and remove the glue. I've still got it on my finger, so I just roll it in a ball, especially when it's big clumps like that. Roll it in a ball in the centre of my hand and then just drop it back in. So that's that. I wanted to put this in first because at the end of the day, if I don't put it in, and then I'll be tie wrapping them together, and I want the tie wraps. Well, if we do it now, look, I want the tie wraps to join while the glue's still setting. I wonder if that's big enough. I might have needed a bigger one. Oops. Isn't it funny when you can't, when you're at a different angle, you can't see the whole of the tie wrap? No, I'm going to have to get a bigger one. They're not very long. I'll just get some larger ones. I haven't got larger ones in the white, so I'll just have to use the green. And all I did with this was poke it through the, you know, the bottom, and then round this side at the bottom, and then just pull. So now they meet up. I don't want to push them too tight so they end up doing that. We just need to keep them, you know, soft, you know, just soft enough to not make them move in a different direction. Let me just push that up a bit. That's better. They're sitting flat. And then I'll push that one over there. And then go through near the top. The reason I'm putting two in is because I need to balance out, you know, how I'm when I'm fastening it together. Because if I just had it at the bottom here, it'd probably just keep opening like that at the top. So to keep them both together, I'm putting two on. So if I just flatten that and that. And don't worry about your tie wrap sticking slightly up or showing. You will be covering it with, you know, with your flowers. So that's how we've got it now. So it's not coming apart and it can't move side to side. Oh, isn't this exciting? And like I say, as you can see, I want to be putting that a little bow. That's the only reason I did a really tiny bow, because once I've got these through, I really do want to see these as well. So I don't want the bow to hide it, so I may even just put the bow slightly at an angle. So first of all, let's get it mossed up. So I've got my moss pins. And we're going to just do around here. If you think your moss pins are going to go through and you haven't got smaller ones, what I've done in the past, I mean, these are quite large. I do have smaller ones in here, you know, different sizes, but because they're all mixed together, I'm not going to organise them into different sizes. They do the same job. So, but if you've not got, if you think they're going to go through to, you know, the other side of here, just get your pliers and just snip it off. I don't know if you can see, but just snip it shorter, and then you know it's not going to go through. So I'll try that first, and then let's just go around here. And it still does the same job, even though it's smaller. But I mean, you can also measure it against the side to see if it'd go through. Now that is very, very close to the you know, the other side. So I will be snipping them off, because if, you know, a customer had anything like this, they're not going to want to pick it up and then hurt their hands by catching the moss pins. So it's just safety precautions really for your customers. I take things like that into consideration because, you know, I'm very conscious about health and safety, you know, especially in the workplace and also with your customers. I guess it's when I was a nurse and I had to do things like that, you know. It's just something that's always stuck in my mind. I know this could be a little time consuming with you having to, you know, cut the ends off, but it's better to be safe than sorry for your customers. I'll show you what we've got. That's what I mean, we're just going to do it like that. I'm not going to do the top because, like I say, I'm going to be putting a few flowers there, and the ribbon's going to be there as well. And your mechanics will be hidden by your, you know, all your foliage. If you don't, you know, if you don't want any mechanics on and you'd rather just glue it in the centre, you know, make sure that you've got really, really strong glue that will hold ceramics, because these are ceramic. They're not plastic or anything. So, you know, just make sure you've got the correct glue to hold them together. This is a nice piece, nice limey yellow, green. It came all different shades in my tub. I didn't particularly ask for a certain shade because I think it's quite nice, you know, having something different. I'm all about different, so my husband says. Oh, and sorry as well if I didn't post my video till late last night. We had a bit of a family issue. My youngest son came home from work and his car broke down. He's not even had it long. It's a beautiful car and he's not had it long. So he had to call the RAC out. I went to meet him in the pouring rain in my car. Excuse me. Because I don't like the thought of him, even though he is nearly 24. I don't like the thought of him being left out somewhere there by himself, you know, in the pouring rain, not knowing what's going to happen or what he's going to do with his car. He was a bit worried, you know, really, well, I say a bit, he was panicking a little, so I calmed him down and said, you know, no need to worry. And then he was worrying as well how he's going to get to work. And I've said, well, I'm not using my car, you know, you're a named driver, take my car. So now he's going to work in a BMW and he's going to have a joke with his colleagues and make out that his mum's given him a BMW while she's gone and got a new car. So I'd love to be a fly on the wall when that happens. So now his car is in the garage, and it is the gentleman in the garage said it may be his turbo that's gone, or it may be slightly more serious to the point where he may need a new engine. Now that was serious when he said that. So yeah. So of course my son went on the negative. Oh, get rid of it, get rid of it. And so yeah, that's the reason why I was a bit late putting the video out. Because I do try to get the videos out at least between 4 and 6. Well, not 4. I tend to finish around 4. So it's usually around 5 and 6 o'clock in the evening. That's when I try to get them out. Just after I've prepared tea. So, well, should I say why I'm preparing tea, I upload the video. So yes, everyone, so sorry about that. One minute. I'm taking about half a centimetre off, not much. I'm not taking the full length of them off. You can always feel if it's slightly loose, as well as see it. And just stand it up. And that's what you have on that side. We're going to repeat the process on this side because obviously, you know, it's an all, people may want to think, well, which side? We may not even actually be putting flowers there. I don't know yet. But I think everybody knows me. As I go along, I just think, oh, add a few more, add a few more. So, yeah, we're going to do this side as well. I'll try to be quicker. God, see if I can get a bigger piece of moss without opening my fresh box. If I just place bits on. That's a bit too stretch. You can also stretch your moss, you know, to so it's not as bulky. Because if you have too, I mean, I do say this to people, but I do like to, some people don't cover the Oasis, you know, like I do. I do like it covered, but I also do say if you put a lot of glue on, if you've got a lot of moss, you know, it could end up settling on the moss instead of the Oasis as it goes in. But you know, I know how much glue to put on them now, so at the beginning I just whacked a load of glue on and hope for the best, but that was when I was told off, when I was doing my course. Push that a bit up there. We'll use that one on that side. And you can always cut these like, oh, I nearly put that in. You can always cut these around the edges if you think it looks slightly messy to give it a neater finish. I tend to do that. I should have prepared these before I even started, but never mind. And I try, when I've got two different pieces of moss, I don't know if you can see, two different pieces of moss, I try to co-join them with a pin so they're together. And then that's not going to, you know, that one's not going to come off. So if I just, I can see a little gap there. Oh, I wondered where all my moss pins were. They're all underneath the apple and the fruit. This could be even given as a gift for somebody. You know, if put it in, gift bags. I do have bags and gift bags and everything under here. You know, I have what these are called, little handbag ones, and they say flower on them. You know, you could put something in there. You know, you get different sizes, different colours. Or you could even have it in a display one where you have a big case. And it's just a box which I've got under here where they just open out. You sit it inside as a display. It's, you know, just things like that. Did anybody do special things last night? I didn't. Apart from research again. I research every night. It's just become a, you know, something that I do. It's like a routine now. But I don't mind, I quite like researching. Some people say that it can become monotonous, but me, I love shopping. So it's not monotonous to me. It's not boring. Just seen one there. I've got a little hole there, gap, that I'm going to put that one in. And then that should be that. Right, that is how it is. At that side and then that side. So what we're going to do, oops, I've missed a little piece, is we're going to tidy it up with the scissors, because you do really want to see the outer side, you know, of things. You don't want to see things that are messing it up and in the way. Just put one more in for more security. I just don't trust that bit there. Right, let's get our scissors and tidy it up. And again, all I do is get my scissors and just go around the edge, give it a little haircut, trim the, as the barber would say, or the hairdresser, the dead ends off. And, you know, just be careful with the scissors. I've experienced it where I've cut myself with them. They're very sharp, especially these ones, the Fiscus ones, or is it Fiscus? Fiscars. Yeah, I think Fiscars or Fiscus. I suppose it's where you're from, how you pronounce it. There's a little bit hanging there, and I don't trust that either, so we're going to put one there. And that's popping up as well. Right, that's it, that done finally. So that's what we have at the moment. And don't worry, because like I say, if you can see a few tiny little gaps, we will be covering it with all our greenery. So if I just move these out of our way. And all I tend to do is, if I've got little dribs and what I call dribs and drabs, I don't know what everybody else calls them, but I call them dribs and drabs. I just pour them back into there, and then all the rest of the moss pins, as I don't want to be catching my hand on them and they're digging in my hand. So I just put them back in the bucket that they came from. One moment. There we go. And get rid of all the cuts on here. Oh, don't you just wish that if you had in your house that you could do this with your rubbish? Just do that, get rid of your rubbish, save time on cleaning. Right, we'll fasten that up. Move that up there, we don't need it now. And there's tie wraps as well. Oh, my coffee. I do keep wasting coffee. It's probably why I go through coffee really, you know, quickly. Right, everybody. This is the fun part. Oh, I'm really excited. I know I've gone and put picks on these. The picks that I've put on aren't the picks that I put on to extend, you know, your stem. These are actually off of a stem of perhaps could be, I don't know, you know, something like that. And I've cut it there and I'm left with that and I save them. And I do that and then I put them in a cupboard, and then if something like this hasn't got a stem, I just pierce an hole at the bottom, put a stem in, and saves on money. So now with these, I really want to show this apple and this. So I could get them like that and hang them there. And because I think these are hanging at the front, we might as well call this the back, because usually you'd probably put this up against a wall with the candles in. So that'll be the main focal point here. So what I'm going to do with these is trim them down to where I've just measured behind. I may trim them slightly shorter. I mean, you could even place them with the tie wrap being there as well. Oh, that one fits lovely. Oh my goodness. I think the apple may need a bit of help to sit in because that's just drooping down. So with the apple, I'm going to chop that really back. Let's just get the stringy bits off. In fact, I might push the apple in the oasis so it's got some support. And I may do the same actually with this one. Cut it right back. Because you've got to, you know, understand you've only got about an inch of oasis, you know, from the side here. That's all you've got. If you have anything really long, it's going to poke out the other side. So, you know, you need to really take that into consideration. So if I put that one there as well. Now this one, I could squeeze in there. Let me just put it at an angle on the end, a longer stem for this one because I need it to go further behind the apple and into the oasis, just slightly further down. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Talk about getting excited. I'm like a kiddie in a sweetie shop. I've just seen a bit of moss that's dangling and I don't like that, even though it's going to be covered. Oh, let me get another one now. Well, my youngest son saw me have the crispy aromatic duck for my tea last week, and he's asked if we can have it tonight. Because his older brother, who's going to his girlfriend's, my oldest son's 28, he's going to his girlfriend's tonight. So he's asked if we can have the crispy aromatic duck. Why not? Right, there's great choice. I'm going to start obviously with what we do with the foliage. Now I've got these gold ones. You could, I think on some of them, yeah, you could pull them. So I think I'm going to take 3 off. And if I want to pull them, you know, cut them down, you know, to make them smaller, then that's what I'll do. In fact, I don't want the leaves on the bottom. Because like I say, it's only a small arrangement. Take that bit off. Right then. I think I want to put one here. Just against there. I hope you can see. I don't know how to hold it now. Just like that, up against the back. I mean, the candles aren't going to be lit. That's the reason I'm putting these here. They're only for display, because I'm keeping them in the wrapper that they came in. If you want the candles to be lit in an evening, you know, then get the ones that are battery operated, so then it won't burn your flowers. But I've not got any of these thin ones in battery, so that's the reason I'm putting this here. It's just a display. So I'm going to go in from the oasis at the top on one side. That looks okay. Now in fact, let me go from the other side. Go here. Just slightly tilt it. Just so it's like that. And then I'm going to take the bottom leaves again off of these, because I don't want the fern to be really big, but I wanted something a bit gold in it, and you know, to give it a different look, as you know, instead of just, even though I love my greenery, but just instead of the greenery on a constant basis, just, you know, show you that there's different looks out of different colours of foliage. I'm going to put that one there, just where the apple is. I can feel glue coming on my arms. And I'm going to cut this one because I'm not going to waste all of it, because this one's quite large. So I'm going to cut this down here and save this for something else. And then I'm going to just trim these ones off at this end. And now with that, I want to point going down like that. Oops, I've took some of the moss with me. And then just bend it slightly. So you've got your triangle shape again. Oh, don't that look pretty? Oh. So I've got the greenery. I'm not going to put lots of this in. I just want the greenery, you know, just to take off and bounce from the red, you know, so it also gives it that lovely feel to it. Where did I go? So I'm going to go behind the gold fern, right next to it, just to give it a bit of a, you know, free fall, as you call, and let it just hang in its own position. Right, let me move my scissors, because I'm terrible for this. When I don't need, and I've got tools around me, and I keep picking them up when I know I don't need them. Oh, It's awful. I get angry with myself over it. I don't know why. Right, this one I'm going to go down. And I'm just going to bring one around the back and let the other two, if I can move that actually slightly here, like that. And like I say, I'm not going to use a lot. It's just there for the colour and the the texture. And I'm going to go under this one. In fact, I'm going to take the bottom one off. I'm going to try and shorten it so it's not touching the floor, the surfaces of your furniture. We're going to just like that. So at the moment I'm not going to use any more foam, but I will put that aside there. Another piece there. Right, let's get in. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I mean, I don't know if you can see what they're like at the moment with these in. Oh, don't that look lovely? Don't that just look lovely? Even if you want a minimalistic look, just even like that and put a bit of moss on the top. It's just... Oh my goodness. Right. I'm going to take one stem off of here, like I say, because it's a... I may end up taking another small piece off. Because this is only a small arrangement. So then let me take one off of here as well. I'll keep them there in case I do need another. And just fluff them up. And get them to look as natural as possible. They are nice. And these are not like a papery effect. These are actually silk. So they're very good quality, which I perhaps would have expected from Range. But yeah, they're really, really pretty. So you can either, with these, just place it underneath there. Try not to hide your apples or your fruit and just have one there. Or you could have the other one, either underneath or scattered at the back here. I think at the back looks really pretty, the red anyway. Because if I put this here, I don't think it'd give the same effect as the red one did. In fact, I don't really know. I think it looks quite well against the red. Yeah, the red at the bottom. Because you've got the red candles, putting the red here against your red candle seems to, make your candle disappear at the bottom around here. So to make the red bounce off, something, you need something light around it to focus in on, focus your eye in there that there's a candle. So let's get the red one at the bottom and just fluff this one up too. I want to sit that. And perhaps just like that. Yeah. So we'll put it across into the other candle, Oasis. Right, that's it, because I want to put some of the berries here. And like I say, no, it's got to be this side. I don't think it looks as good from the other side. So then I'm going to go in from the back and just slightly lean it. Yeah. You see, I've not made a boundary on this. The boundary will appear, you know, as we go further along. Because of the height of everything, I basically allowed the boundary on the front to just come out as far as it wants. Obviously, I'm not going to go too far out with them being small candlestick holders, but I will bring them, you know, let it droop over and let it flow, you know, give it a natural flow on how it wants to move. I'm not going to put no more of those in because they are quite big leaves. I want to be putting some berries and things in. Right, on this eucalyptus pick. I say eucalyptus pick, it's a very big pick. I class picks, I don't know about anybody else, let me know if you do. I class picks around that size. I don't class them as picks that size, I class them as stems. But then I may be wrong, because they're on paperback and you can pull them off. There's your pick. So maybe I'm wrong. It just makes you think, don't it? So let's get, no, where's the one with the berries? I want the one with the berries. Here we go. In fact, let me just take that one off as well. Oh, there you go. Right, berries. Now we've got to start bringing something over this side, because if we carry on working from this side, even though they actually look quite nice like that, you can also, you know, we've got this pick here where we could bring that up there. In fact, let's do that. Is it just weird how you just keep changing your mind? You've got something in your mind. I had something planned this morning what I was going to do, and what I wanted it to look like when I got back from the range. But then as I go along, I change my mind. And then I've got this amaranthus. I think I could put the amaranthus. Just don't, does it bend? Yeah, oh yes. I could put that up there. So, if you see any paper with them being paperback, if you don't want to be taping them up, just remove all the paper, and then it won't stick in anywhere. So, yes, if I get this, let's remove the tag. And then just with these smaller picks, you know, just buff them up and manipulate them into a realistic look. What you'd probably see when you go out on your branch or your tree and you just spot that they're not all, you know, vertical. They're all in different positions. You know, just play along with them, have fun. You know, make them look quite natural. So that could go there. Oh, goodness. It's great. Oh, I just love my job. Does anybody love their job as much as what I do, or am I just odd? Let me just see. No, that's lovely there. I find it my happy place. I don't know why, I just find it a happy place. Not that I'm unhappy. I make myself sound miserable sometimes. No, I just find flowers happy. Got a fern there. See, I have got these other amaranthus. Oh, everything's tangled up. Let me see what the amaranthus looks like. Now, these aren't paperback. These look so realistic, like they've actually got a proper bark. Now, wouldn't that look pretty there? That would really, really look pretty. Just, you know, being wispy, whimsical, whatever you want to call it. Just sat in the centre. And that's where we're going to put it. In fact, let me put a little bit more on because I want it, I don't want it to move, because I'm going to put it in between the two tie wraps. And don't worry about the tie wraps on the back, because I will put some moss across the tie wraps to hide it. Oh my goodness, I've fallen in love with it. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, let me try this first, everybody. Oh, if you've only just joined me and you've not seen it, take a good look at these. I am very much in love with wispy, twiggy bits, anything like that. And these are just wonderful. They arrived this morning. I've never had them before. Oh, so I'm going to take the main stem off here. I'm not going to use them all. And they are wired right to the top, because I've been playing with them earlier when they arrived. But I don't think I want them to be leaning too much over. I want it around the back. Or do I put it coming through? Just bits of them coming through. Let me have a look this way. I'm just turning it. Oh, it's got to go there. Oh, dear me. Let's put it in there. Bend it slightly up. I don't want them leaning too far over, so let that one stand upright. Oh, oh my goodness. I've got this. I also want to put something slightly darker on this side as well. We've got the dark bits here on the amaranthus and here, and your dark red here. With it having the white pumpkin there, I want something dark to reflect off against the white pumpkin as well. So I do have those. I also have the long-leafed eucalyptus with some of the brown, well, it's called silver dollar, but it's obviously brown, attached to it as well. That will look quite effective, I think, but I probably need to take one of those off and just sit that there. Yeah, so if I just pull the bottom one off. The paperback on these are really exceptionally good. You don't really have to take, you know, tape them up, because they, I don't know if you can see, I've cut that and they're just still stuck on. It's not you know, coming off. Oh, and these are wired too. Oh, I think I'm going to end up going back to range. I just can't help myself. Right, if I move that here, oops a daisy. Oh, I've just touched my leaf. I'm going to sort that out. Put that in. Where's that leaf? Oh, it's the stem I touched. There, we've got it. See, like, if you look at it now, because these are coming out like this, it looks like your fruits and you know, your pumpkin, and also these, I think they're your poppy seed heads, are all you know, embedded inside to make it look like, yeah, that's your focal point, and everything is around it. If you understand what I mean. I didn't intentionally want to do it like that, but that's how it's turning out. But that looks quite nice. So, yeah, I do like those. Let's take the paper off this and see what we're left with. Two different stems. Right, I'll have to tape that up. You see, I may not even put a bow on it because I think it looks quite pretty. And if I did, the bow may look quite nice. You know, just sat at the bottom there instead of up here. So let's just get a bit of more orange in. With a few little pumpkins on these. I do like these as well. These are very wispy. Twiggy and wispy. Oh, I just love this time of year. Started to make the autumnal things. I love it. Because we've got the wispy ones there, you could either have those all poking out there, or you could just have a few there, or even, you know, co-join with the bottom of here, because there's twiggy bits all around the top, so you could easily, you know, if I just place it in, have those there just sitting out. Oh, one moment, there's somebody, a delivery. I will be a moment.